Hello YouTube, this is Dexter Nolan here. Last week, well actually just a few days ago, I won my tournament, my Yu-Gi-Oh! Locals, Abyss Rising Sneak Peek. Now this was the locals after the Abyss Rising Sneak Peek. Also, so the Sneak Peek I won, and I got this mat, I went 2-0. And the tournament afterwards I won, and I went 5-0. And I got the tin for that. Hands okay? So basically I just want to show you the Lightsworn deck I played. Now I'll tell you the decks I played against first. The Sneak Peek decks were, they were obviously 20 card decks made up of the cards you pulled. The tournament after, which was actually the proper tournament which I won, I played Gravekeepers, Inzectors, Dark World, and Hero Beatdown, and there was one other match I played. Oh, I can't remember. Agents. Sorry about that. Yeah, Chaos Agents, or just Agents. I'm not sure. I didn't really get into that match. But anyway, yeah. So there's one card missing out of the deck, which is going to go into this sleeve right here, and that's going to be a BLS. I'm also missing a Trag and a Solar Recharge, and I'm going to take cards out of the actual deck itself to get those when I get them. That's to have the deck absolute best it can be, but unfortunately I don't have those cards yet. I am getting the Solar Recharge and Trag off a friend called Hugo Bling Muscular. You can check him out. Okay, so here goes. 3 JD, pretty standard. The JDs I find are pretty easy to get out early on, especially if you open with a Recharge or a Charge. 2 Lumina, standard. 2 Wolf, that's fairly standard, sorry. 2 Lila, standard also. And 2 Raikou, pretty common. I've seen a lot of people running only 1 Raikou in this newer format. And yeah, then you got one of each of these guys. These guys have less ability to grant them the second spot. Aaron is probably the best one out of these guys. The other ones are just for the mill. These guys can get over guys, and this guy's a good target for attack plays. So basically, if your opponent, if you're going to make some big plays, you're better off putting him out first in order to stop your Lightsworns getting targeted, mainly by cards like Deep Prison or Bottomless Trap Hole. So yeah, they're all pretty decent. They all have their own effects in retrospect. None of these I really normal summon. Most of these would be effects that I get out with Lumina. So I'd Lumina discard to get whichever effect I need at that time. Gareth for the extra draw and mill, Jane for the power, Arcus for the non-targeting, and who's the other guy? Aaron for getting rid of Zen mains, especially. He's a bummer. Honest, so basically Honest, so far every card in the deck I've showed you can be powered up by Honest. Honest is an excellent card. 2 card troopers for the pure mill power. Yeah, so they're pretty decent. I also can set them in mid-game if I want just the draw and not the mill. Treeborn Frog is especially a tech card because I notice an awful lot of people don't play this guy. I use Treeborn Frog because I don't have any traps, and the only spells I use are spells like draw power cards and getting cards from the graveyard and big staples. No quick play even in the deck. So Treeborn. I'm going to get a BLS also, so BLS is the most important guy to get for the deck. I don't have one. Then we go on to our darks. I know Chaos Orc is already a dark, but yeah. So I need another Trag. I'm going to swap this guy out. Sorry, this guy out for another Trag, and this guy out for another Solar Recharge. As you can see, these are my darks. 3 Necrogardener. So Necrogardener is pretty decent, and Zephyrus, because Zephyrus can be brought back from the grave. He's really good for plays concerning say, well, just say a special summon a monster. I want to get him back. For example, I can use for, let's just say JD. JD activates this effect, nuke the field, right? And just say I don't want to mill at the end phase, I can always bring him back as the safety measure to stop me from over milling. So he's brilliant. I don't bring him back for just normal plays because my deck is more of a kind of a power play deck. In other words, it doesn't have big mad combos. It basically is, I have 4 Lightsworns in the grave and I can absolutely destroy your field control just by putting a JD on the field. I also run monster incarnations, as I'll show you in the future, to get them JDs back. As I said, I'm getting another soul recharge, which is vital for this deck. If you don't open into a spell in your first hand, you're kind of going to be cloggy, because this deck does kind of get clogged in the hand. We've got an Allure and Avarice in there. Avarice is also potential to take out solar recharge, because Avarice can bring back a lot of monsters, but I often find that with Lightsworn it's kind of like a do or die thing. You just go for your things straight away, and Pot of Avarice, I don't worry about outmilling, especially with Zephyrs in the deck. Zephyrs is more versatile also. There's no other use for Pot of Avarice, so I don't really need to put cards back in the deck, especially monsters. Then we got our staple set, so we got our 2 monster reincarnation, which are discard 1. There's an awful lot of dead stuff in that you get rid of, like Necrogard now, Arcus even, because Arcus, you don't really want to set Arcus. He's a high defense, but he's not that good for the deck because of its slowness. Discard, then you get JD, BLS, Chaos Orc, Dad right back to the hand. You can even get Honest back to the hand. I often go Honest, get him back to the hand, then do my Lumina shit, so I can not worry about Lumina dying. And then you got your staples. These are mandatory in every Lightsworn deck, because often Lightsworns get cloggy. So this is the most important card spell-wise in the deck, other than the draw stuff, because you need the draw stuff. Because spells are the downfall. You just want to get rid of the spells. They stop your plays. Monsters, nah. I can easily just ram over JD. Dark Hole is often ideal, especially when you're slow cloggy milling and just kind of going turn by turn. Especially when your opponent has a bit of control. You know, you just summon a card to get your mill, and then Dark Hole, get your draw, and you get rid of their field. Monster Reborn is also good. Monster Reborn is for getting back your already summoned Chaos Orc, or even your Jane or your Lumina, getting them back and getting in the field for plays. So that's the main deck. Yeah, that's still short a few cards. My extra deck is mainly short 3 cards, so I'm going to try and get maybe a Pup Plant or something else in there. Maybe another Kinetic Soldier or an Imperial Arm Maul. My main problems are macro going against macro. So 2 DD Crow for the removal, 2 Trap Eater. He can be brought in for Light Imprisoning Mirror, Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, Imperial Iron Wall, or Macro Cosmos, or any, ninjas even. Like, I mean, you can actually tribute their ninja card, that thing they tribute every turn. Kinetic and Jinzo. As you probably know, he's for Sams. Jinzo is for, there's a wide variety of decks that are just trap heavy, and Jinzo is the perfect way to get over that, because, especially Exodia, when you get rid of those Exodia draw, not Exodia, Chainburn, and all that stuff, it's really decent. Also Exodia, Exodia do run some traps. Shiny Black Sea for Synchros, I'll take that out if I find anything better, but I might as well have an extra card on my extra deck, you know what I mean? Lila, this for macro as well, because you summon this, get rid of the macro, and then you get your mill on the turn anyway. Double MST, that's also for macro. And Georgia, Karakuri, any machine decks, gadgets, or all that. So yeah, there's the. Sorry, I'm just gonna go to the extra deck. So this is a 15 card. I've gotten it down. I'm only trying to run 1 of each level. Ancient Fairy. I know I run 2 of those, but that's because of Gravekeepers. Gravekeepers do terrible shit in my deck, so yeah, 1 of every level. And next we got our Exceeds. Now Shockmaster is a rarity to get out, but hey, if there's ever an opportunity that I can get Shockmaster out, I want to be able to detach and get rid of those spells or traps and just go for my gameplays. Abyss Dweller. 2 level 4 monsters. He negates the activation of effect during either player's turn in the grave. But especially since he's so easy to make, I can easily just do this guy, and shuts down those Atlantean mermaids. It means that you get an extra turn out of it. Utopia. Utopia, I run into level 4s so often, and Utopia is just the guy, the big ass level 4 dude. I'm gonna get a Lavalval chain and a Digusto Emerald and take out one Utopia for a chain, and take out the Shockmaster for the Emerald. Maybe even take out the level 3 Zenmains for chain, an extra chain, or Acid Golem or whatever. And then we got Gachi Gachi. Now Gachi Gachi is so hard to get out. The only way I've gotten him out before was flip Raikou, destroy during my turn, and then bring back Plague. Make him that way of 22 defense speeder, and you get an extra 400 on attack. And then they're my 2 lolly tokens, so hey, can't have everything wrong. Yeah, so that's the deck that went 5-0 at locals. And I don't think I lost any game. Maybe I lost a couple of games inside the match, but generally the decks were decks were good, top tier decks. I mean, the hero in the finals was really, really scary, because in the first game it was completely unlucky on his side. All he got was Honest, so he kept setting Honest and poking with it, flip summoning next turn, poking with a bounce it back, set it again. And now he couldn't normal summon any extra cards just at the back row. And clearly the back row is maybe Miracle Fusions and Gemini Sparks, which he just couldn't use. So yeah, that was an unlucky for him. So thank you for watching. I hope the mat is pretty cool. I'm going to regionals in 1 week, just over a week's time. This is the deck I'm going to be bringing, except I'm going to have the other cards ready for it, and hopefully I can win. Well, I mean, I just want to top 8 so I can get the regional mat, which is the Prophecies, which I really liked. But yeah, I just want to top 8. So thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe.